Twitch is practically known as one of the biggest streaming-related platforms out there on the internet. You can't deny the impact that Twitch's presence has made, especially in regards to the hundreds upon thousands of viewers that tune into the website on a daily basis. Watching someone in a live setting brings all sorts of intimacy to the table that a simple YouTube video just can't. That being said, this level of intimacy has called for some of the most repulsive and offensive content to ever grace the internet. So, today, we're going to take a look into the most disturbing parts of Twitch. Before we hop in the video though, I would like to say that all of the things that I'm going to bring up are alleged, unless proven true in a court of law. I highly encourage all of you to do your own research on any of the subjects that I bring up today. Also, I don't want to get into legal trouble. That's kind of why I'm saying this, just in case. Also, I apologize. A lot of my language today is going to be very fluffed due to the fact that some of these subjects are very heavy, and I'm unsure how YouTube would take it if I just flat out said them. So I'm going to be careful with my word choice, and I apologize for that. But anyway though, let's hop in the video. Joe Daddy 505. I generally don't put out trigger warnings for my videos, but big SA trigger warning on this one. It gets serious. Joe Daddy 505 is a former Twitch streamer. He was mainly popular in the NBA 2K16 scene and would bring in a rather good-sized crowd of people to watch his streams. Little did people know though that a monster would reveal itself every single time that camera flipped off. After a day of streaming, Joe decided to sign off for the day and get off the computer. The only problem though is that the stream didn't actually end, and his headset would pick up everything and anything that was going on within that room. While there was no video present, the audio itself can only be described as demented. The audio basically allows you to hear Joe verbally harass and degrade his girlfriend. And you can even hear his girlfriend screaming back at him and crying. While all of this is happening, thousands of viewers are listening in. News reporter Anna Merlan had this to say about the audio. The audio lasts about 6 minutes. The man being streamed from Joe Daddy's account sounds extremely intoxicated and can be heard calling the woman a bitch, a whore, and a slut, making derogatory remarks about her vagina and accusing her of cheating. She can be heard crying, screaming, and saying, "Get off of me," and "I'm going to call the cops." At times, she's screaming so wildly, it's impossible to make out what she's saying. It's unclear whether the woman was also being sexually assaulted, but many commenters on YouTube and Reddit have speculated that's the case. After listening to the audio, we can't rule it out. After this horrific incident unfolded, many users were quick to download the stream and get the audio itself. It would then be uploaded to various websites all over the internet. One such example actually reaching 600,000 views in just the span of a few days. Obviously, there was an immediate uproar and backlash at Joe in regards to the disturbing things that he had done to his girlfriend. There was even a since deleted video of Keemstar from Drama Alert going over what had happened. Joe was pretty quick on damage control, but it didn't exactly work in his favor, especially considering the fact that the evidence that was brought against him was pretty damning. He would actually take to Instagram, posting multiple things about the incident, and I'm going to show you the Instagram post, but you'll kind of begin to realize a pattern here. It's almost impossible for Joe to take the blame. It's almost as if he's like never at fault. And even when he does admit fault, he like follows it up with another thing that justifies his behavior. It's absolutely insane seeing how he'll jump from like X thing didn't happen. That is absolutely not true at all, to okay, X thing did happen, but it wasn't like that, to okay, it was like that, but I'm like going through a lot right now. Things are hard on me. Take a look at some of the Instagram posts. You guys have it all twisted up. I'm getting so much hate right now. Literally, I'm getting 30 DMs after and after. I got drunk. Yes, I know I did. My father recently passed away, and we had an argument couple days ago, and she brought it back up on stream, so I might have got upset. No, I did not rape her. I hit her and fell on top of her and hit her again. I know I shouldn't have done that, It's a fucked up move I made. I'm sorry. You guys think this is all fun and games? I have my fucking side. I did not rape her. I know I hit her. I'm sorry. I was intoxicated. I can't take this hate anymore. I'm inches to kill myself. Fuck you all that have told me to kill myself when you don't know the full story. It was all a misunderstanding. Yes, I was drunk, but she hit me first, and she called me a bitch. So, yes, I had to do what I did. I only had a couple of drinks. A lot of my social media has been deleted, but I'm sorry this happened. I learned my lesson. Even with all of this evidence and Joe coming forward saying that he did lay his hands on his lover, it wasn't enough for the police to do anything. And even then, if they wanted to further the case, a victim would have to come forward and bring up the stuff that had happened. But I'm assuming the girlfriend never did, considering he never got charged. Joe would basically go radio silent on all sorts of social media. Not only would his audience drop him, but so would Twitch and YouTube. Also, somehow this audio is hosted on YouTube, and if your morbid fascination gets the best of you when you do decide to take a listen, just be aware of the fact that it's pretty heavy. It's hard. It's a very, very disturbing piece of audio. Amos Yee. Amos Yee is a Singaporean YouTube personality that has stirred up a lot of drama around his name. While this example only loosely ties into Twitch since he had done some debates on the platform, I just couldn't skip over this example. In 2017, Amos's YouTube channel would amass over 50,000 subscribers. This was mainly due to a very controversial video that he had uploaded. The video was basically him being critical of the then deceased Lee Kuan Yew and the religion Christianity. He would actually be imprisoned due to him violating the Protection from Harassment Act and for wounding religious feelings. His imprisonment drew a lot of criticism from human rights organizations, and he was eventually granted asylum in the United States of America. When he arrived to America, he was actually a semi-popular figure. He showed up on shows such as The Rubin Report and would have a chance of speaking at Harvard. His speech would actually be canceled the day before. This was due to the fact that he had some very controversial and interesting opinions about a certain subject. His fame would steadily begin to decline after these views began to surface and he got a lot more public about it. Well, Caden, what are these views? Why don't you listen to the man himself? He'll happily explain it.
I'm the guy who has been stirring shit up within the skeptic community by supporting pedophilia, trying to eliminate age of consent laws for sex, legalizing child pornography, and ending discrimination for pedophiles.
You're arguing that all age of consent laws should be abolished, that a 2 or 3 year old could sufficiently engage in sexual activity with somebody that's 20, 30, 40 years old, right?
Yes, absolutely. I would say sexual penetration, perhaps not until the age of 7 or something, but sexual acts, definitely.
Yeah, just right out of the gate, just said that. Okay. A lot of people immediately assumed that Amos was trolling. There's no way he legitimately held these views. There's no way at all. But anytime he got pulled into a debate panel, he maintained it, and he said it with his chest. He was unwavered. Due to how outspoken he was about this subject, on May of 2018, social media sites that hosted Amos's content began to remove his accounts, first being his YouTube, and then his Twitter, Patreon, WordPress blog, and his Facebook page, undergoing the same fate. Following his ban on these major social media websites, he kind of just went under the radar. I guess it's kind of easy when you're banned on the major platforms, but yeah, just there wasn't much out there about Amos anymore. Crazily enough though, even up to this point, people still thought Amos was trolling. People were still in denial. They were like, yeah, there's no way this guy holds these views. But people's perceptions would change in October of 2020. Amos would be arrested and charged with solicitation and possession of cheese pizza, also known as kitty stuff, if you know what I mean. If you're somehow missing it, I don't know how. Yeah. It's been reported that there were thousands of messages shared between him and this individual, and apparently there were some pretty risque photos and maybe videos sent. Not good. Initially, there were 18 charges brought against him. It was then brought down to 2 via a plea deal, and now he gets to get out in 2026. It's a sad world, lads. It's a really sad world. Twitch artifact. Have you ever wanted to see what would happen if B from 4chan had live streaming privileges? Well, that's essentially what the artifact section of Twitch devolved into. Have you ever wanted to see a person live stream Shrek 2? It's there. Are you tired of those ads on the hub shaming you for watching their content by yourself? Well, guess what? I assure you that in the artifact section, there will be 600 people engaging in that type of content. No longer will you be alone. But anyway, it basically just became a place for people to watch like movies, anime, shows. It just got crazy. If you are unsure what Artifact is, it's basically just a card game. And the reason that people picked Artifact to like stream this type of content was, I'm pretty sure, because a streamer mentioned that like, hey guys, the Artifact section is dead, lol. And then people started going in there doing meme streams, and then it eventually just stuff started happening. As I said though, it initially was a meme. It wasn't even that bad in all honesty. People would be streaming like Blade Runner 2049 and then their stream title would be like no snitching. It was just funny. It was almost just like comedic, the stuff that was happening on there. But of course the internet will be the internet, and it will just get worse from there. On March 15th of 2019, Brenton Tarrant would go through with one of the worst mass shootings that New Zealand has ever seen. During his rampage, he took the lives of 51 people and streamed it all on Facebook Live. While some people managed to get copies and downloads of this video, a lot of it was mainly scrubbed from the internet. At least, some of it was scrubbed from the internet. Sometime after the shooting, a user would take to Twitch and live stream the video to an audience of nearly 3,000 viewers. There were even reports of further NSFL, not suitable for life, content that was being streamed on the website as well. After this incident happened, Twitch had to step in. It was no longer games, it was no longer memes, it was no longer people streaming movies or shows or anime. It was getting very serious very quickly. So on May 28th of 2019, Twitch took to their Twitter page and had this to say about the incident. Over the weekend, we became aware of a number of accounts targeting the Artifact game directory to share content that grossly violates our terms of service. Our investigations uncovered that the majority of accounts that shared and viewed the content were automated. We are working with urgency to remove the offending content and suspend all accounts engaging in this behavior. In addition, we have temporarily suspended the ability for new creators to stream. We're very sorry for the inconvenience. The safety of our community is our top priority, and we're doing everything we can to restore all access as quickly as possible. We will provide an update when we're able to do so. This action helped a bit. After 2 days, they decided to lift the ban on new streamers being able, or I guess rather being unable to stream. I imagine this situation had a sort of Streisand effect though. Publicizing it and going to your Twitter and saying that we're having all of these big issues going on in the Artifact section, I bet that only just made more people make accounts and go to it. But I mean, after an incident like that, they totally have to address it. They totally have to do something about it. I haven't heard any crazy things going on in the Artifact section as of recent, so I'm gonna assume they took care of whatever was going on down there. I view this entire situation as like, you can't have nice things. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Obviously, the people that were illegally streaming movies, that's not smart, but it's way less harmless than what those other people were doing. You know, it's just the internet, man. Like, they'll always take it to the biggest extreme that they can. Just part of the game, I guess. The Tops shooting. On May 14th of 2022, Peyton Gendron would be taken into custody and charged with first-degree murder after committing a racism-fueled attack on innocent grocery shoppers. At just 18 years old, Peyton would begin to radicalize himself with far-right ideologies and more specifically, conspiracies. Within his reportedly 180-page manifesto, one of the conspiracies that he discussed was the Great Replacement, which is essentially the idea that white people are being demographically and culturally replaced with non-white people. This theory, though, has been cited as being unscientific and racist due to scholars saying that it simply demonstrates a fundamental lack of understanding in demographic statistics. The attack itself was all live streamed on Twitch and has since been downloaded and shared to all corners of the internet. During the rampage, you can see Peyton getting out of his car, firing outside and inside the grocery store. There's even a moment where he trains his rifle on a white person within the store. He then apologizes and then runs off. If you couldn't tell, it's very clear he was actively trying to pick a certain race to go after. Tragically, 10 people would lose their lives to this racist, hate-fueled monster. Twitch was actually able to pull the stream down within 2 minutes of it being up. For some reason, though, this has actually levied a lot of criticism towards Twitch, which I don't understand. It wasn't like Twitch did nothing at all. Twitch actively went out of their way to pull the stream down within 2 minutes. That is a really good response time, especially considering how big of a platform Twitch is. There are hundreds and thousands of streamers out there. Think about how many people are live at a given time. How is Twitch supposed to know that this kid was going to go through with something like this and live stream it? Twitch can only know what they know within the moment. And when they found it out, they took care of it. I don't know why people are getting upset with Twitch about it. People say it's like, oh, because the guy wanted to use Twitch to amplify his reach. It's like, what? Okay, yeah, duh, obviously. But it was addressed as quickly as they could get to it, you know? In court, Peyton pled not guilty to all 25 charges that were brought against him. Weirdly enough, though, in his manifesto, he said he was going to plead guilty. So I don't know why he had a change of heart. On June 15th of 2022, Peyton was charged with 26 counts of federal hate crimes and further gun charges. It has also been cited that if further federal crimes can get put forth, he could potentially get the death penalty. I would like to say that I hope the victims of this disgusting tragedy rest easy. And I hope that the perpetrator gets put away for God knows how many years. Hopefully it's a life sentence of some kind. It's gotta be. It's absolutely tragic that these people had to lose their lives to such a heartless, disgusting individual. It really is awful. And I do hope the victims rest in peace. But with all that being said, that brings us to the end of the disturbing side of Twitch. While there has been some controversy with all of these disturbing things happening on the website, I don't feel like these should be things that stain the reputation of Twitch. I don't think that a few dark moments in Twitch's history should speak to the totality of Twitch's entire time on the internet. Bad stuff happens all the time, and unfortunately, people abuse platforms like Twitch to amplify bad things. If you can't get enough night crime content though, I implore you to click somewhere around my face and watch another video of mine. I think you will absolutely enjoy it. Before we hop in the end segment though, I would like to thank my Tormented Knights and my Knighted patrons. For my Tormented Knights, I have Andrea, EB Agent J, James, Nee, Willow, Shyla, and for my Knighted patrons, I have Cherisy, Emma, Envy, Jessica, Lucas, Nixie, Raven, Shizen, Teddy, Timo, Will. Thank you guys so much for your generous support. It honestly means so much to me. Thank you all. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video, why not like and subscribe? It definitely helps me out. If you didn't though, why not dislike and let me know what I can improve on for next time. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all in the next one.